welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am doing another TBR. Let me give you the lowdown first. So if you saw my 2018 goals video, you know that I said I wanted to read 52 books this year, pretty much one book a week, and it's, as I'm filming this, it's like the third week in January, and that has not been going very well. I did start a book. I started Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm only a little bit into it. And that's pretty much just because school started this month, and I've had a lot of reading to do for that, and I have also been doing inventory at work, and I just haven't felt like doing anything, let alone read, because I've just been lazy, because getting up at 3 in the morning and going in and doing inventory is not fun. So I thought I would do a little something different, instead of like the 52 books and a book a week, and kind of, that's pretty strict, and I do have a lot of time, but I'm also doing a lot of homework with it and papers and like all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to give myself a little bit more a chance, I guess, to actually finish my goal of reading more and all that kind of stuff. And like I said in my other video, like, I'm a mood reader, and that isn't just limited to what kind of books I want to read. That also is like just reading in general, because I have so much to read with school, and then sometimes I just don't want to read. Like, I'm a TV person, like, I admit it, like, I can spend all day watching TV and I'm fine with that because I'm lazy. But like, sometimes I just need to like just not think about anything, and that includes like reading. So I don't want to be so hard on myself if I don't do the whole 52 books and reading like every day and every week, finish a book and like all that kind of stuff. So what I thought I'd do instead is kind of split the year in half and try for just 30 books. So that's going to be 15 books from January to June, or I guess to the end of June, and then July to beginning of January. So 2 separate like times, and like 15 books each is what I'm going to try and do. That's like 6 months and 15 books. So I think I can do that. And if I don't, you know, I'm not going to beat myself up about it either. But I think it's going to be more doable than 1 book a week. Like, I don't know how 15 books, and I don't know about that. But that's like, you know, I don't know. But I just thought that would be a little bit more doable on me, and just better. And like in July I'll be finished with school entirely, so I'll definitely be able to read more after that. So I think I think it's gonna work out. I'm not quite sure. I'm sorry, I heard a noise, and I think it was my cat. Okay, so sorry, I had to check my cat because I heard a noise, and you know, he attacks himself and stuff, so I had to go make sure he was okay. Anyway, so that's my whole deal going forward. So this is just going to be like my to be read list for the first half of the year until the end of June. I know. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm trying to keep my books like some thick books, medium books, and smaller books. Just to kind of help, you know, actually read everything. So, and some of them, I got some classics I wanted to read as well, just because I think I need to read them. So we'll do those first. And these are no in order. I'm just going to pick whichever book up that I'm in the mood for. The first one is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I've never read this, and I admit I don't know what it's really about, like, at all. Like, of course, I've like heard about it, but like I don't remember what it's about. So, and I've had this forever, and I know I should probably read it, so I'm gonna read that. I have Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Also, been wanting to read this for a very long time. And it's just, it's like a classic, and I know it's about, like, I guess in the future, when, about censorship and burning books and like kind of stuff like that. So, and these are pretty short, so I'll be able to read them pretty easily. The next one is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Another book I've never read, that's a classic, and I need to read it. Next I have Dune by Frank Herbert, and this I had mentioned in another video. It's my mom's favorite book, and I promised her I'd read it eventually, and I've tried it. I didn't get into it, but I was a lot younger then, so I think I'll be able to read it now and get into it. I know it's very political, and that's probably why I didn't like it. Why I just couldn't get into it the first time. So I'm looking forward to reading that finally. The next one that I'm going to read is The Princess Diarist by Carrie Fisher. It's just her journal entries from when she was filming Star Wars. Next is a new release, Everless by Sarah Holland. And this one sounded really interesting. It's like time itself is like a currency or something, and I guess like it sounds like her and her dad have to go to this like mansion or something, and like he's like working there. I don't know, and there might be like a murder mystery kind of thing. It sounded really interesting, and I've heard really good things about it. So this one's probably gonna be close to like my next one that I'm gonna read. Next is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I'm still not sure if I'm saying that right. I've mentioned this book in several videos. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but poetry book, pretty short. Definitely be able to read that. Next is Warcross by Marie Lu, and this is a, I guess, setting in the future, and it's very futuristic and high-tech and virtual worlds and realities, and there's like a game involved, and this girl has to kind of go into the game as like a bounty hunter. I've heard good things about that, so I've been wanting to read that. Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I'm late to it. This came out several years ago, and I never read it, but I've heard it's great, and it's about magicians, and I think there's like a magician duel kind of thing going on, so I'm excited to read that. The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and she's also written Everything, which came out as a movie last year, and this one sounded really interesting about a girl whose family is being deported, and I guess the day that they're getting deported, she meets this guy, and they kind of fall for each other, and I kind of flipped through it, and it looks like that there's chapters in both of their perspectives, but it looks like there's also chapters and perspectives of like fate and like things like that. So that sounded pretty interesting. Next is Leia, Princess of Alderaan by Claudia Gray. This is a book that takes place like before A New Hope, when Leia was a teenager and she's kind of learning about being a princess, and yeah, so I actually started this book. I only got to page like 50, so I'm kind of like also reading this. But so I wanted to read that for sure. The next book is City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. This is the 5th book in the Mortal Instrument series, and I'm still trucking through and trying to read all these. So I wanted to finish the series this year. So this one and the book 6, I'm reading this year. This is on the first half of 2018, and the next one will be on the next half. Next is Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and this book sounded really interesting. It's part of a series. The second book just came out, like I think this week maybe, and it's about like a world. There's no hunger, no disease, no war, like no death. So scythes are like trained to take people's lives, I guess, in order to keep the population under control. And it's about these two characters that are apprentices to be like scythes, and so they're like learning how to take people's lives, and I don't really know what happens, but it sounded really interesting, and I've heard it's kind of twisty, maybe twisty-turny, and just kind of dark, and I like that kind of stuff. The next book is Long May She Reign by Rhiannon. Oh my gosh, I can't say that name. There's a song that has that name in, and I can't remember. Rhiannon. I don't know, Thomas. And this book sounded really good. I've heard people do reviews on it, and it's about this girl who's like 23rd in line to be queen, and like all like 22 people in front of her like die from poisoning or something, and she has to be queen. She has no clue what she's doing, and she can't trust anybody, and the killer of those 22 people is still out there, and it sounded very like political and court intrigue, and I just absolutely love that kind of thing. And it seems like a really good, like, you know, female power novel, and that just sounded pretty good. And the last book, number 15, which I'm reading right now, is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I am not very far into it at all. I'm on page 69. I'm on chapter 5. And I don't know why, like, I'm having a hard time getting into it. Like, it sounds really good. It is getting better. I guess, like, because I didn't read Leigh Bardugo's other series, the Grishaverse, that I don't really know what's going on, I guess. Because, and I know you don't have to read that to read this, but just that whole world, like, I'm not used to it yet, so I'm still kind of getting used to it. But I like the characters in it so far, and I'm really interested to see about like what's going to go on with this heist and everything. So I'm definitely like, I definitely want to read this, and so I'm going to read it. So, and then whenever I finish reading these books, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to try and do videos for like reviews for each book that I read, and I also at the end of June, beginning of July, I'll do like kind of a check-in video to see how many I actually read and all that kind of stuff, and then my to be read list for the next 6 months. So that is my plan. I don't know if it's going to go as planned right now, but we'll see. So thanks for watching my video. If you're new and you like this video, hopefully you did. If you like book videos, Disney pin videos, Harry Potter, I don't know, lots of things. I do lots of things, or I'm trying to. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and come back and see me soon. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.